This is Simon's workshop, and this morning he's going to show me how to cast Delft clay.
Good, so I've got a vessel here which I've packed Delft clay into the bottom of. This is the Delft clay. It's like a ground terracotta, I think, with an oil in it. So I've put the item I'm going to cast in there.
What is it? What's the item?
It's like a curtain ring, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to cast it in a copper silver mixture and then draw it out into a wire to make a necklace. So I'm packing now Delft clay over the top of the item, so I capture both halves of it.
Does the Delft clay harden or something?
It sort of holds together because of the oil in it.
Oh, okay.
And then I tap it down with a hammer at the end.
Right. So did you buy the Delft clay from a hobby shop or somewhere?
I buy it from Australian jewellery suppliers.
Right.
Which is over in Sydney, I think. Oh, there's one here in Perth by mail order. So now I'm just packing the clay down.
So where did you get the original ring?
I cut it from a piece of copper piping, hollow copper tubing.
Oh, okay.
And just soldered both ends together.
Right.
Then what I do is I take the mould apart.
Oh.
I've got two sides of the mould.
So that's a special mould.
I just used an old tin actually that I've.
But how have you done it in two halves?
It's two tins.
Oh, I see.
And that's the item I'm casting.
Right.
So now what I do is I cut the sprue, which is where I'm going to push the pour the molten metal into. So I'm just using a metal straw to do that.
Right.
I'm just cleaning the metal straw out. And I'm going to put it in here. So I've cut a hole in there that I can push the pour the metal down.
Molten metal.
Molten metal, yes. And now I'm putting a couple of air holes in so that the molten metal will pour around the whole mould and not get stuck.
Okay.
By the build-up of air. And then I put a finer hole through for the air hole. So those are the two air holes.
So where does the air hole go, down the side of the tin or?
So the air holes come through here. So I'm pouring a metal through there.
Yeah.
And it'll travel around and go out towards the air holes.
Right. And then you'll cut those bits off, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll cut them off after it's solidified again. So that's all fine. I can put this back together. So I have to remember which way it goes together. So that seam goes there.
So what do you got? A tuna tin and a sardine tin, or pilchards or something?
It's 2 cans of coconut cream.
Okay.
just put a bit of masking tape around to hold it. In position. Just make sure it's properly pushed down. And then I cut this hole out where the metal's going in, so I can, I've got a bigger hole to pull the metal down.
Oh, I see. It's like a funnel.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, I cut a funnel in the mould.
So what do you call this process?
This is creating the cast. It's called Delft clay casting.
Right.
And this brown material is the Delft clay.
Is it how old is the process?
No, I think it's probably, you know, back to the 15th or 16th century, and I presume it's from Holland, being Delft.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course.
So maybe it's, you know, crushed up old Delft pottery that they've used initially.
Yeah.
Because it certainly has a terracotta look about it. Then I smooth out the hole I've cut in using the paintbrush that I can't find. Here we are. That's just to stop any clay impurities from falling in. And then the next section is to pour the metal. So
Yeah.
we'll move to the other station if you want to stop that for
Yeah,
a sec.
sure. Okay. This is the end of part 1.